All right, metalheads, this is DJ REM from Metal Devastation Radio, and I have Sean Peck from the band Cage on the line. What's up, brother?
Hello, it's me.
All right. So what's going on with Cage? Tell me what's up.
Oh man, we've been we're doing a short tour in Europe from July 16th through the 27th, playing a couple festivals. The Headbangers Open Air, and then the BAM Fest with the Gravedigger. So it's really cool to get back, to Europe with Cage. It's been too long. It's been a few years, and I just came back from the Keep It True, where I played the Keep It True with Warrior. And I can't tell you how many Cage fans there were. At the Keep It True Fest, man, I got mobbed. It was really encouraging.
That's awesome.
To see how much love there was for it. I was really, really surprised, and good to reconnect with old friends and stuff over there. And this is coinciding with the release of our 7th album, and we've been working on it just every day. We're not quite sure the exact release date yet, but the album will probably be finished, I would say, probably 3 weeks or so. We just have a couple more tracks to lay everything in on, and then Stu Marshall, my good friend and guitar player from Death Dealer, is going to mix and master it, and we're really excited about that because we know it's gonna sound great and could be probably one of our best sounding records yet, just from the production standpoint. So we've just been really working hard on the new album called Ancient Evil.
So let's tell me about the new album, because I know from talking to you previously, you mentioned there's kind of a storyline there.
Yeah, we haven't, officially. This is a little premature because we haven't officially kicked off the, the promotion for it. Usually, we like to talk to, to people after they've got the album and they've absorbed it and everything. So this is kind of you'll get a lot of the information fresh here. We haven't been doing many interviews to promote this yet, since we're in the final stages of recording it. It's a long record. We're hoping it fits on one CD. We've got so much stuff. So it's probably at least 75 minutes long with everything. I think there's 19 tracks. I think there's 14 songs and 5 kind of interlude pieces where there's talking or there's sound effects and character acting, and of course, like I said before, Blaze Bailey does the voice acting of the main character of the story, and he did a great job. He sounds like a Shakespearean freaking actor. He did a terrific job. And it's a horror concept album, and I wrote a story. It's a kind of a short story. I think it's 45,000 words. Which we're printing up kind of a mini booklet, the literary version of it. And I've also been recording the audiobook version of it, where myself and one other person that does the female voices in the story, I kind of narrate. It's my first shot at narrating an audiobook. It's kind of fun actually reading it and getting all actor-like in it. I think I'm getting better as I go along. I might have to redo the first few chapters because I think I'm on chapter 11, and I'm definitely getting better at it as the process takes place. So it's been really cool, putting together this real creative project. The last album, the last 2 albums we did were just kind of straight ahead, heavy metal records where every song is kind of a different topic, and we knew that the creative juices were flowing where. We've done the concept album before, of course, with Hell Destroyer. It was very, very successful for us. But we wanted to try a different kind of thing, being, big fans of King Diamond and just, horror literature and movies in general. This is a story I wrote 4 years ago, and it's a real challenge, man, to we still don't know how it's all going to come together. We have yet to like lay in all the songs and hear the flow of everything, which is always a tricky part to making a concept album. But I think I only have one song left to sing. I might actually sing it after this interview. But it's most of the album is like really fast and bordering on speed metal. There's just so much double bass like flying through this thing
Nice.
the whole time. But there's it's the classic Cage sound, lots of hooks, and I think I've got this new like super high falsetto thing going, and I've just been throwing it all over this record. So you're probably going to hear like the highest notes maybe ever recorded in the history of heavy metal. I know that's a big statement, but it's pretty ridiculous, some of the stuff I'm doing. Whether it sounds good or not, I don't know. It's just the notes are high.
I'm sure it's going to sound good. I look forward to hearing it.
Cool, man.
So what gave you the idea to go with this concept style for this album?
Well, I told the story before. It's like my buddy hit me up. Some of the ex-King Diamond guys, there was talk about them, doing a record, and then I tried to hook my friend up with it, and then, they were considered, then they asked me to do it, and I go, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. And so I started writing this concept story for that, and that just fizzled out. And so the more I wrote this story, the more I'm like, man, this is cool. I should I should make this a Cage record. And I just kept working on it, filling in the gaps. Next thing I knew, I had this giant literary, beast. I couldn't believe how long this thing was. And, it's my first shot. I've been always kind of a creative writer, of course, doing all the lyrics and coming from a comic book and H.P. Lovecraft. I think I've read everything H.P. Lovecraft ever did. And the more I composed the story, the more it came together, the more holes I saw were in it that I had to fill. And then I kind of floated the idea to the guys, and I'm like, hey, man, what about doing this time? And everyone was really excited about it. And then, they read the story. I actually leaked the story a couple years ago to I got a couple friends in Europe that are big, like, horror novel reader guys that also love metal, so that I could, get an opinion from not only the metal side of things, but the literary, storytelling side of things. And they were just like, oh, yeah, man, you got to make this happen. So I got some encouragement, and we decided to pull the trigger, and now we're waiting on the first cover sketch to come across from Mark Sasso, who's done all of our stuff. Just did that incredible Dio cover with all the heavy metal superheroes on it, and he's kind of excited about, making this horrible-looking album cover, and so we're anxiously waiting the sketch and then maybe some additional artwork, and we're in the putting it all together stage, and that was the reason we went with a concept album, just because we had the story already created, and everyone, we like in Cage, man, we like to kind of try and push the envelope and as far as the creativity, and always try something different. Not that this is like a completely unique idea, but I think with this coming out in the audio book, I don't know that that's necessarily been done before. So a lot of our fans seem to be really excited about the concept, and I've been hit up from out of the blue. People are like, when is the book going to be released? I'm like, oh, cool. Someone cares about the story too. So, and then like I said, there's the audio book version for people that are like, man, I don't want to read this thing. They can just sit back and light some candles and listen to me narrate some spookiness.
So the guy that's doing the artwork for the album cover, is he going to do artwork for the book cover too?
Yeah, it'll most likely be the same artwork, but just it's going to be a bit extended. Obviously, a rectangle versus a square. So we're making some adjustments for that. I'm still working on different phases of the artwork, and they're trying to get some sketches out of some different people, and we've had some cool different people do some character acting on the audio part. I used to, in the other past Cage, stuff, I've always had to do the voiceovers, and it's just there's so much of me screaming and yelling and doing everything on the album. I really wanted somebody else's voice to be the characters. And so we were able to find some people that are real good, of course, including Blaze Bailey, and just makes it more, a more authentic package. And so far, it's come together really good. Like I said, I'm really anxious to hear it all as one entity, and it'll be interesting to see, man. I think either people are going to think it's a masterpiece, or they'll go like, man, I just don't get this thing. But hopefully it'll be in the masterpiece category.
I think people in the metal community are going to think masterpiece because they'll get it.
Yeah, there's a lot, horror and, metal goes together, like freaking peanut butter and chocolate. So I'm hoping that, some people will think it's cool. And that, I like to tell my stories, with as little abstractness as possible. A lot of, concept records are this, try to be highbrow, this is so deep, but, where you're just like, what's really going on here? And so there's a lot of literal representation in this, so, hopefully it's very easy to understand what's going on. And there's so much going on in this thing, that's why it took so many songs, Some of the songs are longer than they would normally be because there's so much lyrical content I got to get out to actually tell it. And then when we did the Hell Destroyer album, we kind of covered that gap by putting little paragraphs in between the songs, kind of explaining how the story continued. But we're not doing any of that. If you want to read the whole book, then you'll get all of it, But we had to pack the lyrics into these songs so that just listening to the record, you would know what's going on. But I always think that, one of my favorite King Diamond albums is The Eye. And, I was talking with there's a few other people that are fans of that album, and it's a concept album, but I have no idea really, except some fragmented parts of what's actually going on that album as far as the stories. I guess you don't really need to know what's happening in the story of a kick-ass album, but I was hoping that we could have both, where the album kicks ass and the story is intriguing too.
Oh, very cool. Where once this is all done and ready to go, where's going to be the best place for people to check it out and actually buy it?
Well, June 6th, we're relaunching our website. We have a new website, cageheavymetal.com, and the pre-order will open on June 6th. I think 6 or 7 o'clock standard Pacific time. And so that's going to be where you can first get the pre-order package. And the pre-order package is amazing. Yeah, I think we'll determine the actual official release date probably within 2 or 3 weeks. It's not going to be long, obviously, because the record will be done. We're just trying to allow the proper promotional time. But the pre-order package is, anyone that's familiar with us knows the last one that we did was, an incredible value, and people just freaked out on it. And, good to see so many people posting all the pictures and all the stuff and think, appreciate what a good value the deal was. And the same thing happened with the Death Dealer package. And so this one has it's going to have the CD, of course, the book, the audio book, a big, like Cage flag with the cover artwork on it, a nice metal pin, some guitar picks, and a few other items that we're putting in there. So it's going to be packed full of stuff, and I think it's $40, and that includes shipping worldwide. So we've been really successful with the pre-order packages, and we expect the same with this. And again, we just want the fans to have just an incredible value, and just to be able to open this thing up and just, like I said, it's over 75 minutes. So literally, plan your evening plan an evening with Cage, just to turn down the lights, light some candles, maybe trip out on the book as the album is just blasting away, and a lot of fun stuff ahead, man. I really hope people enjoy it.
Very cool. Well, like I said, I look forward to it. So let's talk about the band a little bit. Why don't you introduce the rest of the members that are not with us tonight?
Dave Garcia is, the original member with me, the guitar player, Dave Conan Garcia, the guy with the big muscles. And then that's when I was at the Keep It True. I was like, where's Conan? Where is Conan? I'm like, Conan's not here, man. He's in San Diego, but he's coming. And then we have the other three new members, drummer Sean Elge, who is he's been with us, let's see, probably about a year now. I love the new lineup. The new lineup is just great. We got these guys that are just live for the glory of steel. And I always say that enthusiasm is the number one attribute, in a band of our, caliber. You just want people that are just love to get on stage and play. And he is an incredible, technical drummer and fast as hell. But he's just watching him. The way he plays, like watching him live, is just so entertaining, man. I mean, he's just like, you can just see him going for it. So he's definitely, an eye catcher, which, Mikey Neal was always, our other drummer, was always great to watch, but he didn't have anything like the technical and the technicality and speed and Casey Phillips like that Sean has. So I think he's definitely the best drummer we've ever had. I was just with Bill Matoyer, the guy from Metal Blade, who's a famous producer of Metal Blade, and a lot of classic albums. He comes to all our shows in L.A., man. He's just like, I just love watching him play. So he's got a good endorsement with Bill. Casey Trask is a young gun guitar player. He reminds me of like a mixture. He looks like Nuno, what's his name? Nuno Betancourt and Warren DeMartini. Kind of skinny kid, but I mean, he doesn't care, man. He could be playing in his living room, and he just like goes for it. His stage presence is killer, and he's a really, we really lucked out with him because he reminds me a lot of our old guitar player Anthony McGuinness, because he's just got just tasty melodies and riffs just come out of nowhere. And his leads are all very melodic, and just it just fits so perfectly with the past and the present with Cage. And then our bass player Dwight Magic is he's a bass freak. He's one of these guys that like plays the hell out of a guitar, but just loves the bass. He plays a 6-string fretless, and he's just there concentrating on it. And he teaches music. He's kind of a musical prodigy, and he's actually helped write on this album too, which is cool because now we've had 4 people help write. It's usually just been me and the 2 guitar players, and now we got a bass player that came up with some pretty cool riffs on this record. So I think this is our best lineup we've ever had, and we're going full steam ahead, the new album, and we plan on touring a lot more too.
Very cool. And then, how long has Cage been around together? I mean, I know guys go back a ways.
92, man. We started in the era of the. I mean, our formation was Dave's band Crusher and my band Nomad. Both kind of broke up at the same time, and we both got together and formed Cage. We were really into the War Words album, and so we wanted a one-syllable band name, and Cage was available. We're like, I can't believe no one has Cage yet. That's freaking great. So we took the name, and it was kind of a power vacuum. There were no other really metal bands left, and like all these bands would come through town, and we would get a lot of the opening slots for bands that were still drawing pretty good, even though it was grunge time. But because everyone was chasing chasing the trends, and we were just still wearing leather and spikes and playing old school classic metal, we got to play a lot of huge shows. Excuse me. A lot of huge shows when we weren't really good at all. We weren't that good, but yet we were playing in front of thousands of people as the go-to metal band whenever there needed to be a local opener. So it actually worked to our advantage. So the moral of that story is don't chase the trends, just play what's true in your heart, and it'll pay off for you.
Very cool. And I know I've asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you again. Let's tell everybody about this badass jacket you wear.
Yeah, we were on the Signs of Annihilation tour in Nuremberg, Germany, and there was this killer metal store, man, like clothing store. There's like 2 levels. I mean, just like, it was overwhelming because they just had rows and rows of shit, and you couldn't. I'm just like, I don't even know what to get. And then I think I found that thing like on the rack, and I I picked it up and I held this thing up and I'm like, I go, let me just try it on just as a goose, and I put it on and, I'm a comic book nerd. I'm in metal bands because I want to, be a superhero. If I could be a superhero, I wouldn't be singing in a metal band, but this is the next best thing. And I went out to the guys, and they're just like, yeah, you got to get that. I'm like, come on, dude. No, you got to get that. I'm like, and it wasn't even that much. I mean, it's real leather, and it's an amazing, it's a one of a kind. I've never seen it anywhere else, and it's become kind of, my signature a little bit, because everyone's like, I play these shows, it was like, did you bring the coat? Did you bring the coat? I'm like, I'm going to just put my coat on tour next time. And then, we did the tour with Death Dealer and the Metal All-Stars, and I rocked the coat quite a bit, and the newspapers in Bulgaria the next day actually reported that I was Rob Halford at the show. They said Rob Halford was and Max Cavalera were the two best performers that night. It's so funny. They actually thought I was Rob Halford, I think, because of the jacket. So, I wear leather pants and a metal shirt and then that jacket. And, I always hear these bands complaining how hot it is. Oh, it's so hot on stage. So I'm like, dude, I'm in a leather frickin' body bag, and I'm like going the whole route with that thing running around. So I don't want to hear how hot it is. So it's definitely a challenge. It's heavy as hell. And I'm also wearing the New Rock boots, which probably weigh 20 pounds each, along with that jacket and leather. I mean, I'm bearing a lot of weight, but it's all for the fans, and I just love getting out there and throwing that thing around.
Okay, well, so you got the new album getting ready that you're working on. Do you have any shows coming up that you want to talk about?
Well, we're playing Friday with our friends Hellstar here in San Diego. That's going to be fun. It's always good that we've played a bunch of shows with them. It's always fun to play with them. And we'll probably do one more warm-up show before we head to Europe. It's all about the Europe tour. So that's what we got. Once we get this album done and out, we plan on doing quite a bit. So we're lining up a few other things, probably looking at South America, too, for the first time. So we're excited about that. And playing live, we're known for being, a badass live band. It's the albums sound great and everything, but live is where we do this because we love to perform, and we really know how to knock it out of the park live, and I just love interacting with the metal fans in the crowd, man. It's just such a thrill, and people in metal are so cool, and it's a give and take, and so we plan on doing probably an East Coast run in South America, and then we'll probably get back to Europe pretty soon too. So that's like I said, with this lineup, we'll probably be touring more than ever. So people listening to this, go to cageheavymetal.com or Facebook Cage Official, I believe it is, and let us know where you want us to come, and we will book it.
Michigan. Come to Michigan, please.
Michigan, yeah, we might. We had a run with the guy doing the Michigan Metal Fest, so that still could be in play. We just got to see what's going to happen in November. If things fall the way they are, we might do an East Coast run in November, starting kind of in the Midwest and then heading out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll be looking for that. If you guys hit Michigan, I will find you.
I love it, man. Thanks for having me. It's always good to talk to you.
That'd be awesome. So the one more thing I need to ask you is I would love a couple radio tags from you to play on my show.
Yeah, what do you want me to say?
So, Sean from Cage, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hey, everybody, it's Sean Peck from Cage, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Turn it up!
Perfect. And then the second one, same thing, but say that you're listening to DJ REM.
Hey, everybody, it's Sean Peck from Cage. You're listening to the one and only, the best metal DJ, DJ REM. So turn it up and tell your friends. Do it.
Nice, man. Appreciate it. All right, well, best of luck with getting the album out. I guess before I let you go, is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you want to make sure people know?
No, man. Just if you new to discovering the band, or if you know about the band, just help us out and turn us on to some of your friends that might not know about us, that you think will dig the classic Painkiller on steroid sound, and help us spread the word. And we love interacting with the fans. Like I said, on Facebook, I mean, people are hitting me up all night from frickin' India and Indonesia, and it's just this next to performing, the next best gratifying part of this is just interacting with the metalhead. So don't hesitate to hit us up, and we love hearing from all of you. So thanks for having me.
Okay, very cool. And I just actually thought of one last question I got to ask you. So, because I can't sing, hell, I can barely talk right now, and I can't play any instruments. So tell me, when you're up on stage, and you're playing and doing one of your songs, and you look out in that big, huge crowd, and everybody's singing along, how amazing of a feeling is that for you as a performer?
Yeah, it's all that's always the the go-to part, when you can get them to sing the choruses. The cool thing is when you're a band that people don't even know about, and by the second chorus they know what to sing. So that's always my trick. Is we'll play "I Am the King," and there'll be people that don't even know who we are, and then by the time the second chorus rolls around, they're up there with their fists in the air yelling "I Am the King." And
nice.
That happened, on the Step Dealer tour. I mean, they didn't even know what the name of the band was, but yet they were singing along, even though they had never heard the record or anything. So try and create and formulate songs that are conducive to that and have hooks and stuff, and hopefully the new Cage Ancient Evil album will have some of that as well.
And it's got to give you just such an adrenaline rush. I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah, we've got some whoa parts that people sing along, and it's real cool, man. And we write these songs from the standpoint of being a fan.
Right.
I want to hold my fist in the air and yell, "I am the king." Same thing. So being metal fans, it just helps write the songs that that I would put my fist in the air and fight my way to the front of the stage for this kind of music. So that's where we come from, and it's a great feeling. You're right.
Okay, well, very cool. Well, thanks again for taking time to call in, and please tell the other members of the band I said hello, and I'll be keeping an eye and looking for the new release.
All right, buddy. When it comes out, we'll get it over to you, and then we can talk about it after you listen to it.
I would love to do that.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, take care, Sean.
Buddy.
Bye.
Peace.